On a case involving an El Paso man who remains locked up in the county jail on multiple charges of sexually assaulting numerous children, but has yet to face trial after 8 years. I found that hundreds of El Pasoans have actually been summoned as jurors for the trial of Edward Alvarado numerous times, but each time no trial happened. This is part 2 of my Borderland crimes investigation.
And after the report, I felt, I guess, a sense of justice because I at least said something.
That is the voice of a teen girl called only by her initials, CD. She says this man, Edward Alvarado, began to sexually assault her when she was 5 years old. As CD is nearing adulthood, she is still awaiting a chance to be heard by a jury.
I've been dreading so much seeing this man. Getting closer to the court date, I get nervous. I start thinking, I don't know, I start feeling very overwhelmed with my emotions.
Alvarado's case is assigned to the 168th District Court, and according to the court records, a jury trial was scheduled 18 times since Alvarado's arrest in 2016. Trials were canceled on September 24th, 2019, and on November 12th of that same year. The COVID pandemic forced the county into a stay-at-home order in March of 2020, effectively canceling trial dates set in 2020 and 21. More than 100 jurors were summoned on September 13th, 2023, October 18th, 2023, and February 28th, 2024. But the court canceled the trial and dismissed the jurors each time, meaning jurors were summoned for Alvarado's trial 5 times since 2016. I reached out to Alvarado's attorney, Charles Lewis Roberts, to ask why it was rescheduled so often. His office told me Roberts doesn't talk to reporters. Then I went to the El Paso District Attorney, Bill Hicks. What is the delay in getting this case before a jury?
Stephanie, I wish I could give you a single answer or a direct answer, but ultimately it's the court that controls the calendar, and it's the court that controls when a case gets set for trial.
Then Hicks mentioned the cancellation on Wednesday, February 28th, 2024.
The state asked if we could begin evidence on Monday. The defense also asked if we could begin evidence on Monday. The defense wanted an extra day to go through, after jury selection, to go through some of the evidence and to prepare their witnesses. We had one of our attorneys had a personal matter. His brother was very sick, wanted to tend to his brother over the weekend. And so both sides were asking judges, is it okay if we just start evidence on Monday? And the judge, for whatever reason, the judge decided to reset the whole case.
Marcos Lizarraga is the judge in the 168th District Court. I wanted to ask him about the delay. I called Judge Lizarraga's office. It rang and rang, and I wasn't able to leave a message. I tried to get buzzed into the judge's chambers. But again, no answer, no way to leave a message. I emailed Lizarraga's court coordinator asking if I could get on the judge's calendar for an interview, and months later, I still have not received a response.
So there's a lot of things that factor into case disposition.
Maria Salas Mendoza is the judge in the 120th District Court. I talked with her to get perspective on criminal court proceedings.
What I can say is that all courts are different. We run our dockets different.
Respecting that each judge oversees their own caseload, I asked Judge Salas Mendoza about the sexual assault case languishing in the 168th District Court for 8 years.
Would you say that's a long time?
Yes.
According to the records posted on the El Paso County website, 50% of the 805 felony cases in the 168th District Court have been pending for over a year. Lizarraga has been the 168th District Judge since 2011.
I should continue to be the judge of this court because I've been a good judge. A judge needs to take into account the community expectations for justice and needs to apply that on a case-by-case basis on every person that comes before him.
He hasn't ever faced an opponent in an election, including during his last campaign in 2022, for which he made this ad.
We're all human and we all make mistakes, but We need to minimize those when we are dealing with other people's lives.
The bench in the 168th will be on the ballot in 2026.
But in the end, that's a judge who's been elected by the voters, and we all individually run our courts in the way that we think is best.
Edward Alvarado's jury trial is set for August 14th. By the time his trial rolls around, he will have spent nearly 2,200 days in jail.
Which is, a very, very long time, an unusually long time to be sitting in jail waiting for this case to come for trial. The victims have been waiting a very long time to have their day in court as well.
Like CD, who's been waiting more than 12 years for justice.
It sucks, and I know, and it takes a toll on you in so many ways that not a lot of people are aware about.
But she's unwavering.
I'm gonna overcome it. I'm gonna keep going. When this is all over, I'm going to be very happy, because I know that it won't be able to happen to, any other girl out there by the same man. I'm gonna feel like I did my part.
And ABC7 reported that as of 2022, the Texas State Commission on Judicial Conduct is currently moving forward with the procedure to remove or retire Lizarraga, or force him to retire. Now, this is due to an investigation conducted by the SCJC into Judge Lizarraga's handling of a murder trial that initially ended in a mistrial in 2019. I emailed the executive director of the commission for an update. She told me, quote, "The case is still ongoing. Last year, she told me, quote, this is active litigation, which takes time." You can get both parts of my investigation in my Borderland Crimes podcast episode, out now wherever you get podcasts and on KVIA.com.